we have a brand new website, and it's a lot of fun. We have everything that you love about Webkinz and more. And so our guest Carl is here. He's the creative director of Webkinz. And Carl, you're going to play through a little bit of the game today and maybe give a little demo today, right?
Yes, we're going to take a look at the new Webkinz, and we're going to check out some of the new features and talk about some of the decisions that we made when we're creating this new version and looking at what's going to be coming in the future.
Awesome. That is so exciting. Why don't we actually go right into the game? Carl, if you could, please give us a little demo of the new Webkinz.
Okay, so this is our new Webkinz game. We have created a new version of Webkinz with room design and pet design and all the things that make Webkinz great. And, we started developing this game about 2.5 years ago. We wanted to try something new with Webkinz, see what we could do in 3D. There were a lot of things that we had wanted to get into Webkinz Classic, but due to Flash no longer being a actively supported program, we didn't know if we could actually continue with Webkinz Classic. Thankfully, we were able to do that. But we started developing some of those features that we've always wanted to do. We wanted to put them into a new game.
That looks great. And by the way, like you say, Webkinz Classic is not ending.
Google and Apple and Adobe made the decision to stop supporting Flash in the browsers, and obviously that caused a lot of concern here at Gans. But we were able to create the Webkinz desktop app, which works amazing. It's full screen, my favorite way to play. We have full intention on keeping Webkinz going for as long as we can, and we're going to continue to produce events and new items and new room themes and new pets, all the stuff that you enjoyed in 2020. 2021 you're going to love it. It's going to be just as good. We're not cutting back anything. It's going to be a great year. So now we have 2 games. Both of them will be going in different kind of directions. Lots of things in Webkinz Classic that we'll never be putting into the new Webkinz, and there's going to be some things in new Webkinz that we do that we could never have done in Webkinz Classic. So there'll be 2 great games that you can play together.
I was just going to say too, one of the great features about Webkinz Classic was always the beautiful items that our artists make. And now it's so cool because you're going to see some of the items that were in Webkinz Classic, but they're also beautiful new items, and they work so well in.
I love that wagging tail, by the way.
Yeah.
Of course, I love room designing, and in the new Webkinz, you guys have really taken that to the next level. Can you show us some of that, Carl? Like some of the freedom that you have now with these items?
Yeah, sure thing. So obviously we have all of your favorite ways to do things. A lot of the interface we kept. I can just drag this around. It puts it on a grid, and so it snaps to it and just quickly rotating things. We have improved a lot of stuff. So one of the things that you may have noticed always in Webkinz Classic was that you had a nice big table like this. You really only had 2 spots to put it in. You could either put one item here and one item here. In new Webkinz,
that is so cool.
If it fits on the table, it fits on the table. Let's put these decorative candles in the center. They've got light sources. Let's put a glass right beside these. Let's put it towards there, and let's see what else I have. That's like a decoration. I've got a few more of these. So let's give everybody a milkshake.
That's great.
Here are some other things. So this is the stove, and just like in Webkinz, you can click on the stove. We've got recipes in the stove. Not only are these stoves, but you can decorate those as well. I've got a little frying pan here. I can throw a frying pan onto the stove. So items don't have to just be one thing.
No, that's great.
We really listened to users who wanted to have a lot more control over the exact placement of items. So we created what we call advanced editing. So if you go into your options, let me just do that again. There's a little options button right here. You can check off advanced editing. And when you now are no longer on a grid, you can put your items anywhere you want. So let's say I want to put this chair at the end here. I can get it precisely how I want it to have it. You don't have to rotate at 90 degrees anymore.
That is so neat.
By 10 degrees at a time. So if I just want this end chair to be of an angle, I can just drop it down, and there you go. So you can really make your rooms look the way you want. Probably see that there's a little bit of these other rooms here. Well, the reality in new Webkinz is that your home is an actual home. It's not just a bunch of rooms that are connected by a map. So if I pull out, you can actually see
Wow.
quite a few of the rooms that I have put together. To be clear, some of
That's
these are
great.
testing rooms, so they're not the best designs in the world. Like we're testing TVs up here. But you also see that not every wall has a door. That's another thing that we listened to our users with, that they wanted more controls over their doors. They wanted to be able to add them. They wanted to be remove them. All we add now is just as many doors as we need to get you into the room. You then have control over what you want to do with your door. So for example, right here, if I want to add a door from my kitchen to this sort of Western bedroom over here, well, let me show you how I can do that. I can just go to the W shop and pick a door that I really like the look of. So maybe
That's
this
great.
door, that's pretty
I know.
stylish.
I love these new doors. They're so cool.
And I'll just throw that on the wall there. Now I have a door. So now if I
And
click
they
this
don't
one-
have to be centered on the wall either, right? You can
No,
slide
no.
them to the left, to the right. You position them however you'd like.
Yeah,
That's a
I
great
can. So
feature as
let's
well.
just take this door right here, move it around down over here, and
That's
it works
great.
fine. And some of the doors, if I select this one, you'll even know I can remove this door. And the reason why I can remove this door is because I have another way into this room. The way we sort of protected your home is that if there's no other way to get into a room, we don't let you delete that door. But if I was to add a second door to this wall, I could delete this first door. And obviously we give you, as many free doors as we need to, but then you can update them or customize as you see fit. So also when you're jumping around your home, you don't have to open up a large map and then select rooms, zoom out, and then pick the room you want to go to, click, and there you are. You're in the room.
That's great. Can you show us how to hang pictures on the wall? Because of course on Webkinz Classic, you are limited to where you can place items on walls, but here it was like the advanced editing. You can place them wherever you'd like, right?
We have both an advanced version and a normal version for this too. So as you can see, I'm in the advanced editing now, so I can literally put this painting anywhere I want.
That's great.
And so this key rack, I believe I can even look at this. I can actually
that's
put
amazing.
this right underneath it if I want. I have that kind of control. So let me now let's turn off advanced editing. So let's see how it goes for the basic editing. So here I've got this Glampire mirror. Again, I can put it high, I can put it low. It just kind of snaps too, and I can put. See, that one doesn't fit right there, but I can just, as long as it fits, as long as there's space for it, I can place items on the wall. So yes, here's one I
Cool.
can put underneath.
That is awesome. And guys, I'd love to see the kinds of rooms you come up with in the new Webkinz. So please feel free to email me your screenshots. You can send them to letsbuild@gans.com.
I can't wait to see the room designs that start to
Oh,
come in
yeah.
when our players start to use this. Really, there's no limit to what you can do. They're going to be amazing.
Our players are so creative. So guys, please send me those screenshots.
Another thing is that in Webkinz Classic, the clothing on your pet was just as 2D as your pet itself. So here we have improved the clothing as well and added some new features like necklaces and
That's
wrist
great.
items like bracelets and watches. You got dresses, you've got glasses. Let me see what I've got in the dock here. Throw glasses on my pet. I can throw some shoes on there. Let's give him some leopard shoes.
Sorry, in Webkinz Classic, on the pet portrait, only sort of hats and glasses appear. But here I see that your whole pet's outfit will appear on their portrait.
Yeah, your pet's outfit stays with you everywhere you play.
That's great.
There's no limitations on where you can edit your clothes.
Another cool thing is that you can just go into Kinsville and walk around and just walk right through the front door. That's a neat feature, right, with the new Webkinz.
I can show you that.
Ooh.
And so here is Kinsville. We've always talked about it, but now you can actually visit it and you can actually play it. This was a little event that we just ran in October, the trick-or-treating in front of all the buildings.
You were saying this is a testing site internally, but what's really cool is you'll be walking around Kinsville and you'll see all these other players, and you can even add them as a friend as you're walking around. So it's amazing.
Yeah, this is another big change is in Webkinz Classic, the only places where you can really be social are the clubhouse and the park. Well, here in New Webkinz, everywhere is social. You can invite your friends to any location. So let me open up my friends.
Including your house, right? We have the ability to invite.
So I have one of my friends, Blizzard Knuckleflower, is on right now. So I could invite them to play right here and join me, and they'll join me right here in Kinsville. No, they don't have to join. We don't have to invite them only to my home. I can also go and visit their home. They have some really cool items that are not currently available in the game. So,
Betty, please bear in mind that what we're showing you, it's coming, but there are lots of items here that we're still testing. So, this gives you a sneak peek, which is great about podcasts.
And some of the cool things that we're working on.
But all these features that Carl is showing, like the ability to walk around Kinsville and edit your room, the advanced editing, these are all currently available. So
There's just certain items like this Ferris wheel that I will just show off.
Nice.
These are in development, and you and three friends will be able to actually ride these at the same time.
At the same time.
Wow.
That's right. I just wanted to say as well, I see the road there, and actually now you can bring vehicles into social areas as well, right? So if you owned a car, for example, you could drive it around Kinsville.
Yeah, let me see if I have one. I don't remember if I have one.
I think that's a great feature. So we do have vehicles in Webkinz Classic, but you're limited to your room. You can't bring them to the park, for example.
And let me pop in here. Yeah, and so you can drive in your home, you can drive outside. And we've added this cool little way of hopping on and hopping off of your vehicle. So it's not you don't have to just click on the item, and it just makes it a little easier. Now you can take your vehicle with you when you go to our social areas.
Nice.
So now I am driving around Kinsville. Now, obviously, we don't let you drive. You can drive indoors at home, but you can't drive indoors in our building. So we automatically put the car away. It's still
Fair
there.
enough.
It's just we put it away. We call it putting it in your pocket.
Safety first.
Yes. Now, one of the next really cool new things that we could do, because we built our game with these new 3D modeled pets, was introduce the concept of baby pets, and I wanted to demonstrate how that works right now. As you can see, Miss Birdie has been replaced by a new adoption center host named Miss Biscuits. Ms. Birdie will be returning in the future, but we've got some cool new plans for her. So let's take a look at making a baby. The big decision when you're making a baby is which pets you want to use. You'll see these little symbols here, which we call sparks. Every pet that you purchase has 3, and the free pet you get when you create an account has 1. So if you have 2 pets with sparks, you can make a baby. So let's choose Floof here, and let's pick Lucky. And we can use our sparks. That will consume 2 of these sparks, and let's make a baby. Here we go.
Ooh.
Magic.
I know, it's so exciting, the build up. I love it. Oh,
Nice.
oh, so cute.
So then not only do we get to see what pet we got, we actually get to see what they got from each parent. In this case, our new little baby has the sparkly blue ears from the husky and the twin blue eyes.
I like that little patch as well.
Yeah.
Yes, all of our pets have little pet patches. This is the chocolate vanilla pet patch, which is a little different, I believe, from the basic one that comes on the golden. We can look at that after. They all have like little unique elements. So because you can see there's some like unique furry patches that aren't on the parent, and these little symbols tell you how rare that feature is. So we've added an uncommon feature from the shimmer ears, Now that's common on huskies, but it's uncommon on pets that aren't huskies. All these elements feed how unique and how rare the baby it is. And as you can see, this is a second generation, because these are first generation pets. Now our baby is second generation. This pet can then grow up, and then it can have its own babies. By combining pets in different ways, you can really create the pets that you like.
That's great. And I mean, because you can use any two pets and just different features are pulled from each, you're really creating a one-of-a-kind baby here, right? I mean, it's going to be very rare that you run into someone else in Webkinz world that has the exact same looking pet.
Yeah, we did, the math on this. There are literally tens of millions of combinations.
Wow.
Some of these combinations are more rare than others. And every time we add a new pet, we're adding a ton of new options and so that's going to keep exponentially growing the number of options that we have. Now, as it's a baby, you need to grow it up. So what we're going to do is when we take it home, we're going to actually place it in its own crib. And we give you this crib so that you can take care of your baby. So your new baby has arrived.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so let's place it. Let's place it now, actually. And let's pick a room. I like the room we're in. And then we can choose a crib for it. Again, these cribs are completely free. They don't cost you anything. It's part of the baby. Let's pick this light blue one up. So there we go.
Cute.
So there's my baby. So
okay.
Let me put away my car just to get it out of the way.
And then you can move around the crib using the editing feature, right? So if you change your mind and you decide you don't want the crib here, you can move it later. Okay.
Yes.
But the baby stays in the crib, right?
Yeah, as you can see, the baby stays in the crib. You can't remove the baby from the crib until you grow it up. So let's just go over and here, let's just click on the baby. So this is actually our baby care activity. And here you can give the pet a bottle and feed it for a bit. So it's a pretty happy baby right now. As you can see, this kind of tells you how the baby is feeling. And, you might give it a little lullaby. There's sound that goes with all this, but obviously we didn't want that interrupting our podcast. And from time to time, the babies will make requests. That's how you grow up the baby. They have growth moments. And if you fulfill 15 growth moments, you then can choose if you would like to make it into a kid. And then if the kid has 15 growth moments, you can choose to take it to be a full-grown pet that is the full regular size pet. It's totally up to you. You can keep it as a baby for as long as you want. You never have to grow it up. If you like it being a baby, you can keep it being a baby.
That is great. So do these babies come with adoption gifts?
They get their adoption gift once they grow up. So you don't get it right off the bat. Once you grow it up, you will get one.
That's great. I love this new feature. And just to be clear, this is a premium feature. So you can't use KinzCash in order to make a baby, but you can do Diamond, which is the equivalent of eStore points in Webkinz Classic.
Because you don't know what you're going to get, and you have to grow up. You have to take some effort to actually grow it to a full-size pet. They're priced at about just over half price of a regular pet. So, I was just talking about one of the growth moments. Well, here, look, our baby now has a growth moment. So you can tell it because it has this green arrow here. And so let's click on this. And so it specifically wants us to use the rattle. So let's pick up the rattle and rattle in. Who's a good little baby? Who's a good little baby?
I think he's still a little bit tired.
But now, look, they got quite happy.
Okay.
Almost happy. And you can see this little meter comes over top. And it's growing a little bit. So when that meter gets to the top, you'll be able to turn that into a kid.
Nice. And so when you have a kid, I assume the kid you can control in the room. It's not limited to the crib?
That is correct. Once it becomes a kid, it becomes just a small Webkinz pet. You have full control over it. You can dress it. You can play with it. You can do anything you want with it.
When it becomes full grown, does it also have 3 sparks if you decide to make it a grown up?
Yes, it does.
Okay, cool.
Yes, it does. It gets 3 sparks, and that's how you can get a 3rd generation or a 4th generation pet. If you don't want to place your baby immediately, it goes into your little baby queue over here, and you can place it whenever you want. So I actually have a bunch more babies to play. So let's look at some of those. You know, I think my house is a little too small for all these babies. So let's add a room and add a new nursery. So adding a room here is just simply going to the map, clicking add room, and we'll show you all the places where you can add rooms. And you can see there's a whole yard here. We give this to you. We give you all the space that you need to grow your house. The more pets you have, the bigger area, the bigger yard you have. We call them yards. You can grow a yard, and then you can use this outdoor space to add rooms onto your house. So let's just put one right here. Click on it, buy the room, and let's jump right in there.
So there's no option to choose the size of room, right? They all
no, because it's an actual house. We need all the rooms to be the same size. So let's throw some wallpaper on here. Let's add a nice wallpaper, and so we gotta make it look good. So let's place our baby.
Oh.
And let's place our next baby.
You can have a little nursery. You can put all your babies in one room, and
okay, so I have here are two more.
Oh wow,
little babies.
That dog looks pretty unique with the ears.
Cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard to upgrade your baby to a kid because they're so cute. You know, I think you want to keep them around a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how many players upgrade and how many keep them in their baby state.
Our beta testers tested this quite a bit, and there were a lot of people who just kept raising them because they just wanted to keep going to the next level. They kept wanting to get to the 6th generation, 7th generation of babies.
Oh, okay.
And other people just love them as babies so much they refuse to grow them up, and that's totally your choice. One last little thing I just noticed in this next little room here I have, everybody likes cooking in Webkinz. Well, we took that sort of to the next level. We're now allowing you to craft your own furniture and decorations. We have recipes for things like side tables and clothing. Unlike Webkinz Classic, where there's secret recipes to remember them, or you have to look at a book, all recipes are right here for you. So all you need to do is you say, oh, I want to make a lovely side table. You just need to acquire these pieces, throw them in, and it creates it.
Do you get those pieces by asking friends, or do you purchase them, or? We
have a wide range of ways to make items. For example, here, some of these are materials. So this is like craft paint. You can see I've got enough wood. I do. I've got lots of wood.
Oh, cool.
Now these come from our material bags that we give you once a week that are available on the Wheel of WoW to win. Drag it in, and pow,
cool.
You get some new crafting materials. There will be other ways to get crafting materials in the game through playing the games well and stuff like that. When you have enough materials, you can make your items. So we've got furniture, we've got decorations, wallpaper and flooring.
Oh, awesome.
And we have clothing. We'll be adding more recipes as time goes by, and recipes are collectible. So we will be releasing limited time recipes, and recipes like, say, on Christmas Day, you'll get a special recipe that you can keep forever and make as many times as you want, but you had to be there on Christmas Day to get it. You can have a lot of fun with the new crafting features in New Webkinz.
And speaking of that reminds me about one of my challenges. You can dress your babies, because one of your challenges is you make a onesie for your baby. So you can actually put clothing on babies too.
Yes, you can put clothing on babies. So casual onesie right here. Let's put it in our... My baby's in a onesie.
Oh.
And if you want to be silly or have some fun, you can, let's put the fairy witch hat on our.
Oh,
so
cute.
Do they have to be onesies, or can you put any kind of clothing on your
Anything,
pet? Okay, nice.
So we've got a lot of features that we are planning on adding. So we've got the Curio Shop, Kinsville Academy, Town Hall. I mean, we've got a lot of room to grow. Some of these features are going to be coming in 2021, but we're constantly adding new features. So let me just show you the latest feature that we have added. and that is growing plants.
Oh, wow.
So, it was a fan favorite in Webkinz Classic, so we're taking it up a notch. We've got some items that are for outside. They're little plots that we've actually specifically made them. You can tell that they're little plots. So these are onions growing. I got some pumpkins growing. We've also got some potted plants that can be put outside or inside. I've got some cucumbers growing here. We've got some apricots, some tomatoes, red bell peppers. These are going to be the only ways you can get these foods in the game. So if you want to have a recipe with an apricot in it, you're going to have to grow them.
Wow, that's great.
There he is. He's hungry right now. Let's get And as you can see, the animations of the pet reacting things there's a lot more depth to them, and if they're actually happy, the tail's wagging, and if they're sad, their head will droop and the tail will stop wagging. So
nice. So if you were to visit somebody else's house, would you be able to maybe pick some fruit from their plants or some veggies, or can only the owners harvest these growing garden
That's a bit
plants?
rude.
only the
Okay.
harvest.
As
There
it
you
should.
go. Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? I don't know. Maybe you're hungry when you're visiting a friend's house. No, these are all really great features, Carl. It's really exciting. And so how can players access this game?
The best way is to go to webkinz.com and click on the link that's on the homepage, and
Right.
that will take you directly to the Microsoft Store where you can download the game. We have this also available on iOS for iPhones and iPads, and on Google Play for Android phones and tablets.
So the full version is also on mobile devices.
Yeah, it's exactly the same game on
That's
all
great.
devices. No limited versions. You can do your events, you can do your challenges. Any new feature that we add, it's automatically on every platform at the same time. They release them all together, so you'll be able to just, you're playing on your PC, you gotta go, pick up your phone, and you can just log in and keep playing that way. It's exactly the same account. We do have a Mac OS version planned, and we expect that to either be at the end of this year or early next year, but that's the only one that we've got left to go.
Great. So guys, if you haven't already, head to webkinz.com and check out the new Webkinz. I know you're going to love it. Carl, thank you so much for taking us through the game today and this
Thank
little
you.
demo. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
Thank you.